Joining us on the program, though, the mother of 5-year-old Riley Davis. Hello, Elizabeth Davis. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
If you were told that your child is 1 in 10 million, we often take it as a compliment, but your child is actually 1 in 10 million. There are only 600 identified cases in the world. Your daughter Riley was diagnosed with Smith-Magenis syndrome. I'm gonna ask the obvious. You probably never heard of that before Riley was born, had you?
No, we hadn't. And nor had many of her doctors.
It's one of those, we sometimes call those orphan diseases, or just such a rare disease. How did you get it diagnosed?
It was kind of by fluke, actually. We were waiting to be discharged from MAC, and they ran some tests for completion, and about 9 weeks later, they gave us a phone call, and we found out that she had a diagnosis just shy of 3 months old.
So this was part of, we test for some diseases or conditions when children are born, and this is the one they test for, or one among dozens they test for?
It is not tested for. She was in hospital for failure to thrive and a reflux condition.
Okay.
So it was a separate test.
Oh, okay. All right. And then, so how old was she when she first was admitted to MAC?
She was in and out of the hospital since a newborn, so she was admitted to MAC about a month and a half old.
Okay, and then she was referred to the Niagara Children's Center right after that, it appears.
Yes.
Okay, so she's been going to the Niagara Children's Center since she was 3 months old then?
Yes.
All right, so tell us about Smith-Magenis syndrome. How does that affect Riley?
Well, Smith-Magenis syndrome is a severe to profound intellectual, physical, mental, behavioral disability. And thankfully, with the early diagnosis, she's really overcome a lot of the obstacles because of the center and early intervention with therapies and such. She is a nonverbal child, so she's learning to communicate in different means. She has a talker, and the center has helped tremendously with that and introducing sign language to her and our family.
It's really interesting as well because, as you said, nonverbal, but that does not mean non-communicative. So It must be fascinating to and I guess listen to your child's augmented voice, but also see her communicate with you and to her sibling and to other people about what she's thinking and what she wants.
Yes. She's clever and she's persistent. So if you don't get it the first time, you've got a couple more shots at it before she'll find someone else to relay the message for you.
Well, she's also 5, and
yes.
that's an age of persistence.
Yes, it is.
And she has a sibling?
Yes. Her sibling is 2.5.
And how do they get along?
They're siblings. They have the best of times and the worst of times together. But they both signed together, and they've both managed to be a really close relationship with each other, and it's helping each other grow and overcome things together. So it's been a really nice relationship.
She goes to school at the center this year?
Yes, she's in year 1 there at the center, and we'll be back again next year.
Okay. And how's school going for her?
Amazing. She has such a great classroom, a great experience there. She loves it. She asks to go every day, weekends or holidays. She wants to be at school. Her educators in there are top notch. They see new growth in her daily and weekly. It's a really exciting time for her.
What's her favorite part of school? Does she tell you that?
She doesn't tell me what her favorite part is. I would imagine that her happiest days when she gets to go for therapy swims as part of her school program there.
Well, the pool temperature is about 100 degrees, so that's...
It sure is.
Who wouldn't want to go in that pool?
I don't know. So I would say that's probably her favorite part, but she's definitely very enthusiastic just to be there every day. So that tells me that she loves it.
And so while she's going there for school, does she still go there for some types of therapy?
Yes, 100%. So they bring the therapist into the classroom or remove her if necessary, and she still receives occupational therapy there, speech therapy, and just kind of overseen by a little bit of physiotherapy.
Okay, and so what would the occupational or physiotherapist be looking at her for?
Well, it's just a lot of self-help skills, teaching her like eating independently, getting dressed independently, working on some of her muscles in her hands are doesn't have the same dexterity that you and I would have. And with her using a talker, that's something that's really important to her, to develop those fine motor muscles so that she can start to use her talker more proficiently, and just setting her up for success for when she's ready to enter into the community school. And helping her socially with peers and whatnot.
It's an interesting perspective that you have, only because, you know, it's hard to think back of a time when the center wasn't part of Riley's life. Obviously, if she's going there since she's 3 months old, the center has always been there for her. They've always tried to help your family. But could you imagine if it wasn't in Niagara? Can you imagine if you had to go to Hamilton or to another center in order to get the services that Riley needs?
No, and I do distinctly remember when we were discharged, the docs up at Max said, "You're in good hands at the Niagara Children's Center," and I thought, well, I don't know that. So I do have a little bit of memory of the apprehension, but we're so blessed to have that so close to home, and everything is just at your fingertips when they can get you there, and it's an amazing facility. We're really lucky to have it in the heart of Niagara.
Yeah, it really is, and that's why we're highlighting and doing the Help Kids Shine campaign all this month, is to highlight, you know, children like Riley, families like yours that have benefited immensely from the center. And I mean, she's going to school there and will be there next year, and then she's going to her, what we call community school, right?
Yes. That's her long-term goal.
That's a long-term goal. And is she excited about going to her neighborhood school with all the kids on her street?
Yes, and it's something that she passes every day, and as much as she loves taking a bus ride to school, she definitely knows that she's not as close to home as she could be. She's on the bus for almost an hour and a half some days, so
oh, wow.
It's a long commute for her, yes.
Boy, that's amazing patience for any 5-year-old. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Well, Elizabeth, thank you so much for sharing Riley's story. Best of luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you again in the near future.
That's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye now.
Elizabeth Davis is the mother of Riley. This is part of our Help Kids Shine campaign. And last year, not just Riley, but over 3,400 children received support from the Niagara Children's Center. You can help make a difference in families' lives by going online, helpkidsshine.ca. That's helpkidsshine.ca. You can call the Niagara Children's Center, 905-688-3550, or visit them in person, 567 Glenridge Ave in St. Catharines. If you're not aware, the Niagara Children's Center provides rehabilitation and support services for children and youth with physical, developmental, and communicative delays and disabilities from across the entire Niagara region. It truly is a special, wondrous place that looks just so innocuous. You know, the Niagara Children's Center, the name itself doesn't lend much in terms of the miracles that happen there on a regular basis. The building itself does not stand out. It's a nice building. It's got all the facilities they need in there, but it just sort of blends into the background, and you wouldn't believe the miracles that happen there every day. So go to the website, helpkidsshine.ca. Give them a call, 905-688-3550, or you can visit them in person, 567 Glenridge Ave, St. Catharines. All this month, 610 CKTV is helping kids shine during the month of May.
Just like that.